Welcome back to Grump's Barn, where today I'm going to be getting on with the front end of this bloody Land Rover. I've been down there a couple of times since the last video, but I haven't brought the camera with me. Never mind. I shall catch you up on what's been going on. First off, we now have, hang on a minute, I have a light that works. It might actually, yo, fucking brilliant that. Not really helping much, but as you can see, everything's back inside now. The gaiters and covers and everything, and floor mats and things. Everything's back in here. The inside is now done, which is good. Turn that bloody light off. It's not helping at all with this. But out here, it's quite different. We now have the steering is now reconnected. All the air pipes and hoses rather are on now. Radiators on, intercoolers on. I've got to clean up these bloody brackets that hold the front bit. Bit of rust on there. Took me bloody ages to clean the intercooler and the bloody radiator, but as you can see, not in the best of condition, that intercooler. The fins are rather knackered after years and years of abuse. They're not too bad on the radiator. There's still a little bit of blockage here and there with mud. I managed to get most of it out, but it's a lot better than it was. A hell of a lot better. As you can see, all the hoses are now reconnected. Intercooler hoses here, they're all nicely connected up. Everything's all back on over here. Finally getting to a very nice position to be in. Bloody hell. My foot's stuck. Right. And I'm now working on this. First of the inner wings, which actually is not looking too bad now. This was all rust down here, thick rust all along here. It's all looking not too bad. Inside was bloody abysmal. There's still a bit of crap and rust in there that I'm going to have to clean up, but I gave it a good bash off yesterday to smack all the large bits of scale and stuff off it. Then it got several very heavy treatments with phosphoric acid, which took off a hell of a lot of rust. And then as you can see, it's had the Vactan treatment as well, which hasn't completely done it, but I thought I'd just see what it would do and try and stop it rusting even worse over fucking night. And it's actually come up not too badly. So today I'm going to be getting on with cleaning the rest of the rust up on this, basically rubbing it down and getting as much off as possible, possibly another Vactan treatment. Oh, there are things like here, the galv is in perfect condition. And there, not a sign of anything on that. Weird. Now some bits have ripped to bits completely and other bits are absolutely fine. But there you go. And once I've cleaned it up thoroughly, I can then cut out the really rotten bits. Like here, there's a big hole. Another hole here. All this section here is probably going to have to be cut out. I might even cut right along it. Let a new bit in. Don't know quite what I'm going to do yet. Whether I'm going to bother trying to weld it, because it's going to be almost impossible to weld. It's so fucking thin. I could weld or I might just plate it. Might even use just fucking pop rivets or something, because it's not actually structured that bit. Not holding fuck all really. The main part of the structure of it is absolutely sound. We'll see. I'll work that out. Oh, and I've got to redo the end here. So fucking thin, it's all bent up as well. Bloody hell. So yeah, there's a couple of bits here and there need redoing on it, but not too bad, not as bad as I thought it was. Mind you, I don't know what the other one's like yet. I'll be starting on that once I've done this one. I thought I'd better do that before getting on with other bits on the motor, like the electrics and stuff at the back, because I know that's going to be an easy enough job to do. It's not going to take too long, that. I thought, sod it, I better get the last repair job done. Oh, apart from the yes, the poor old prop shafts. I will get on with those as well after this. But there's not much left to do in the way of repair, and this is it. This and the other one, as I say, is going to need some repair. But yeah, all good clean fun. Well, not quite so clean fun yesterday. That whole pile of is mainly bits of rust and dust and crap and that came off of this. Oh, so much. Right, better get on. Well, there we go. All this lot down here. This has all just come off the other inner wing. And it's a lot more than it looks actually. It's quite deep piles. And this is the offending article. A bit worse than the other one. It's got a big hole in here. Bit missing from the edge, which the other one's got as well. The edge is all missing along this end, and here we've got a dirty great hole, which is going to be a bit worse than it looks. But it's salvageable. This side looks a lot better. I'm just going to give it the acid treatment now. Get the old phosphoric acid on there. Soak it on, leave it on for a few minutes, rinse it all off and do that, rinse and repeat basically. I've chucked a bit of paint over this for now. This is paint that's supposed to be able to work on lightly rusted areas, and all I had left was light rust because I'd taken the rest off. And yeah, not looking too bad. What I should do is I've painted it up for now. Just to stop it getting any worse. Once that's all dry, I'll then work on cutting out the rotten bits I've got to replace. Although to be honest, I might just patch these buggers up here because they're just holes. And they've only got that bad in 24 years, so not bad. Now, that's done. Better go and get this acid out, splash it all over the bloody place, and then rinse it off. Back in a bit. Well, as you can see, the inside of this inner wing is actually not too bad at all. It's just the ends that are rotten. Yeah, see, she's all rotten down there. And all rotten down this end. Apart from that, there's a bit of surface rust there, and another little bit on the back. The inside, however, or the outside rather, that sits in the wheel well, in the wheel side, is fucking terrible. But you'll see what it looks like in a minute once I've rinsed it off. And then we get another treatment after that, and then if it needs it, another one after that. Now, as you can see, not only is it cleaner, but a lot more of the rust has disappeared. Taken quite a bit off, especially on there. Look at that. That was all just solid rust. Now just bits of rust. Oh, I should do it again. bits where metal starts to appear through nicely. A few bits down there I'm going to have to smash off in a second. Get rid of them now they've shown up. All scaly and horrible. I should break those off and then I'll give it another treatment. There we go, that's the second coat on. It's just plain phosphoric acid. I'm putting it on with a fence brush. Yeah, it's the stuff I'm using, Scalex they call this one. Heavy duty phosphoric acid based descaler and rust remover. Yeah, it's supposed to be a pretty strong phosphoric acid. You get any on your fingers, it takes the grime off. Right, leave that for another 5 minutes or so and I'll give it a rinse off. There we go, all washed off. That'll be its final one. Then I'm going to get the old flap disc on there, a nice worn out one. And gently rub off anything left there before I give it the back tan treatment like the other one got. The other one now is looking rather silver because over the coat of white paint that I put on there, it virtually dried, so I just quickly sprayed some of that Galv spray shit. It's alright, it's not wonderful, but it works. That'll do just for now. Once that's all dried, then I'll look at repairing it. I'm only chucking that on there just to stop it rotting any further from all the exposed metal that suddenly appeared on it. Right, let's get on. Well, there we go. That's the right hand inner wing now. All the rust been rubbed right down. Smacked out any other lumps that were still there that I'd missed. And it's all now been coated with the Vactam rust treatment. We should hopefully deal with the rest of it. And then it will get painted like this one. Before I repair it. Just to stop it rotting any bloody more. Yeah, that'll do. Got lots of little patches to do on that. The same on this one. I've noticed some other little holes, pinholes and things. They're going to need sorting out, but that's not a problem. I shall just sort them out, add some extra bits of metal here and there, remake the bits that I lost, and see what we end up with. Whatever it is, it's going back on. Right, that's me for today. I'll see you tomorrow, but that'll be in a second for you when I carry on with these. Right, back again for another day. Missed a bit of what I've done, but never mind. As you can see, this one's now, this is the second anyway, the one that was really bad. And it's all come up quite nicely. The rust treatment's got rid of just about everything. It was pretty good on this one. And I've then obviously painted it up with the paint that's supposed to be able to deal with any rust that's already on there. I couldn't see any at all. So I slapped that on anyway and then just sprayed it over with this cold Galv stuff to make it look a bit better rather than white. I've also been doing something I wouldn't normally do, but there were pinholes in here. There's no rust on it anymore. So I just slapped some epoxy putty over it, which I'm going to rub down in a bit, and that'll be painted over as well. I've still got to make up some bits here and there, just sort of filling gaps like this one here. That'll just need a little fucking patch on it. And again, I've got to make a patch for this bit here. I'll have to trim it back a little bit, like a patch in there. Probably with a few very small pop rivets, because it is not structural anyway. It's literally just the edges of the damn thing. Yeah, this one doesn't need too much now. this one is going to go and need a much larger patch in here. Patch to cover that hole there and a bit on there. Not too bad. Oh, obviously there's a bit here as well on there. Oh. Yes, this one's definitely grottier one than the other. That was a driver's side one. I don't know why that should be worse than the other. But I do know that most of this rot in here was caused by these stupid bloody plastic soundproofing crap they had pushed up against it. Because all that did was just held moisture against all the galv. Moisture and mud got caught behind it, and of course no way of getting out, so it just sits there and festers and eventually breaks its way through the galv and then rots everything out. What a stupid idea. Ah, never mind, could be worse. Alright, I've been round and I've finally tightened up every single one of the suspension bolts, and we got a door. Look at that. Hooray! But only temporarily. I've got some adjustments to be making, and I've also got to put the mirror on there before I do these up properly, so they're only temporarily done up. And I've also got to cut back this rubber trim because they give you it over length, so that needs cutting back so it fits nicely on there before I put the top on. It's so nice to see it with the door again. And once this has been T-cutted down, you should have a nice shine on it again, like the rest of it. Not that I'd have that for more than 5 minutes. With me and cleaning vehicles, apart from sticking a pressure washer underneath, that's about it really. I used to clean my old bikes by painting them. Right. Oh dear. Right, now, the only thing I haven't been able to do so far, although I have loosened it a bit, is this bloody tube. The vent pipe from the tank. It is a complete twat. I would show you, but it'd be almost bloody impossible because it's so hard to get to. And I've got to try and get the damn thing off so I can then refit it through the fucking hole in the bodywork. What a bugger. Right, I better get on. I'm going to need to make up some patches, which is why I've got the power on in here at the moment. I think I'll use this old galv sheet down here. That'll be fine for it. About the right thickness as well. Save me going through my bloody bins and trying to find bits. But that looks bang on. So that will be used. Right, back in a bit. Right, well, I've made up a couple of patches to go on the passenger side inner wing. They are currently sitting drying because I've had to paint them up. But in the meantime, I've got all these to sort out. Look at that lot. Shitloads. To connect to these shitloads up here. And this is what I'm using. Well, I've never used these before, but they sound like a jolly good idea. Right. These little things, all different sizes. The red bands there are glue. The grey band in the middle there is the solder. It's all heat shrink, and as you heat it up, the solder melts around your connection, and the glue melts around the ends and makes it watertight. So we shall see. We'll have a look, see how it goes. Well, these are crap. They work as a piece of heat shrink and with the glue and that, no problem. But that bit of solder in the middle, if you heat it up enough to melt that, then the plastic falls apart. You have to overheat it. So, nah, don't bother with them unless you get expensive ones that do work. These weren't that expensive, but I should just use them to hold the fucking connections together. They'll work like that, no problem. Oh well, nothing ventured, all that shit. Let's get on. Well, there we go. Took bloody ages, but they're all on and they're all connected up. Ah, fuck's sake. I'm going to have to wrap them all up in tape in a bit as well. So I shall wait till they've all cooled down completely first. Alright, I've got another couple to do at the front of the car, so I better get on with those now. There we go, a little patch on there. Longer patch right along there. I think the gap between the two I'll just fill with that epoxy stuff. Just stop it rotting again so quickly. I've got shitloads of that epoxy, so yeah, it'll do nicely. Then that one can go back on now. Still got to repair the other one over there, but which is the worst one of the two. It'll take a bit more figuring out. That one was a bit of a twack, it had a double bend in it. And it isn't fitted that precisely, but fuck it. Just hold it together and stop it rattling about too much. Right. Whew. While I wait for this paint to dry a bit, I'll find that epoxy. Well, before I find the epoxy, I thought I'd better do this. There we go. All those connectors are all now hidden under 3 layers of loom tape. All nicely stuck together. So that's going nowhere now. That'll be nice and weatherproof. All I've got to do now is find out where the fuck all the bloody wires for the towing connector are. No clue what happened to them. They can't be far away. Right, I'm going to get on and find this bloody epoxy now. Well, there we go, the inner wing is on. First part of the outer wing's in place, but it's not on properly yet. It's starting to look like a Land Rover again. As you can see, the outer part of that wing isn't on at all. But that's just fiddly to do up, not too much of a pain. I've just got a real pain in the arse of trying to get the bottom fucking nut and bolt down in there. I might have to lift the radiator and that up a bit. Just a little bit so I can get the fucking bolt in. It's a complete twat to get it. Well, there we go. We're getting there. Ah, dear me. All these things. I'm still going to have to go over it all when I have finished doing it, because I've got to make sure that I have done absolutely everything I need to. So now the electrics are all completely sorted. That's another job out the bloody way. Yeah, I have to work out what I've got to do next. I've still got to put the clutch hose on and connect up the throttle. I've got to go and grab a connecting pin for that. Because here we are there, the pin's not there. And I've got a feeling that the pin got left somewhere out and has fallen down in the dust and stuff. If not, I've got a spare one anyway on the old Discovery outside. So I've been grabbing any hose clips or anything I've misplaced. Handy to have. Ah, right. I think I'm going to call that a day now. I've had enough. I'll get that finished tomorrow. Get that wing on totally.
do the clutch hose so I can then put this other wing on. Well, actually, once I've repaired it, of course. Stupid bastard, I forgot about that. Yeah, that would help, wouldn't it? I'm glad the back end's done for now. Tow bar and that can wait. I'll sort all that out once I got it back on the road. Putting that and the rear step back on and the side steps, they can wait. No big hurry. Ah, dear me. Right, well, thank you for watching again. Hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. And I'll speak to you all soon. Take care. Bye.